Hey guys, in this video I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk about some of the financial aspects of building a house. Unless you are super rich or something like that, you are more than likely going to be dealing with a bank. That's just an undeniable part of it. So, depending on how you approach the process, say if you are selling your current home in order to purchase land and build a house elsewhere, there's a couple of ways that it can go. Either you can outright sell your house, find somewhere else to live, renting an apartment or something like that, or you can do another way, depending on your bank. A lot of this depends on your own bank and how they do business. Another way is to basically go through your bank, and sometimes a bank, what they will do is they will take the equity that you hold in your current home and they will hold that as collateral, or they will take that as collateral on the property you buy. What they'll do is do an appraisal on both the property as well as your current house, and then they will go from there, depending on the value of the property, depending on the value of your home. You may be able to do it that way. No guarantee or nothing. That's just how some banks will do business. It really varies. It depends on your bank. And from that, you can buy your property. Once you buy your property, some banks will allow you to go on into a construction loan, some will not. Chances are they may not until you actually sell the home or the property that you're selling in order to build. And that equity, depending on the property value, most of the time what will happen is the bank will take the equity that you have. It doesn't go to you in most cases. The bank will take that and then basically apply that to the land loan, or however you have done yours. And the more you research this, the more that you're going to find out. There are different banks that will do things much differently from one another. There's basically no two banks alike. A lot of this is just a little bit of what my experience has been. It's worked out well, and it's worked out very well. And the guys at the bank, I've been banking with them for most of my life. They're very helpful. This will be the second house that I have built through them, and they've been very helpful the whole time. So that is part of the process. Now, what you will want to do when you get the ball rolling is you need to have your plans for the house that you want to build. If you don't have those, that is something that you need to get. Because the bank is going to need those before you get into the construction loan, for one thing. If you've never built a house before, I highly recommend that you work with someone who has. You don't need to try to do this on your own first time out. So what you will do, you will take your drawings, your floor plan. The bank will take those. They will judge to see what that property is going to appraise at with the house that you propose to build on it. And most banks will only loan up to a certain percentage of appraised value. I do know that there are some that will loan up more than others, and then I know that there are some special programs for veterans and that sort of thing out there also. Just to give you an example, and these numbers are going to be a little lower than what they should be, but suppose that you have a house that is appraised at, say, $100,000, and if the bank will only loan you 80% of that, that means they will only loan you about $80,000 to build that house, and that the rest would be on you. Now, banks, there again, the reason that they have all the money is they pretty much know what they're doing. They're watching the pennies and nickels and dimes real close. So generally, the appraised value is much higher than what the bank will actually loan to you. So they will only loan you up to so much for your house. Now, some of the information that you're going to need when you go in there. And as I've mentioned before, you're going to need your drawings. It's a good idea to take those drawings and actually go out to a few contractors and have those contractors build or bid the house, bid your house, and take that with you then as part of your package to present to the bank. You know, you get a couple of estimates for contractors, them basically doing everything, lock and key. You know, and if you are going to be doing some of it yourself, what you can do then is also take with you what you can build it for. You need a very detailed material list. I mean, the one that I have done on my current house as well as the previous one that I built, it was down to the number of PVC pipes, just everything, down literally to the kitchen sink. And I had all that assembled together. I had a couple of estimates from different contractors if they were to build it. I also had an estimate from a friend of mine who is actually doing a lot of work on my house if he were to come in and have to finish it out completely. The reason that I did that, if you're going to be doing part of the work yourself, you need a backup plan if something happens. Say if you get hurt at work, or if you get real sick and you can't do the work necessary to finish that house, the bank is still going to want to see a finished house sitting there. You know, they usually have a time period that they put on your construction loan. You know, they only give you so long, 6, 8, 10, 12 months. It just depends on the bank. And at the end of that time period, they expect a house to be completed, and I mean completed. My last house, the one that I sold, they would not even do the final inspection until the gutters were up and everything. I mean, they just would not do it. We had everything there, even had part of the gutters up, but they just told me flat out they're not going to inspect it until it is complete. And so that's something you need to be aware of too. But having a backup plan, if something were to happen to you, to where you can come in and finish or whoever you're using can come in and finish the house, and take that with you also. And always plan for cost overruns. No matter how well you have figured in your materials, no matter how well you have figured in any subcontractors that you're going to have to use, you know, for excavation and that sort of thing, always figure in for the unexpected. Perfect example, in the house that I'm building now, one of the things that we had happen, and it wasn't really a big surprise, but we did hit rock when they were digging the basement. And that's a little bit of an unexpected cost that had to be dealt with. So, you know, we figured that in. We knew that there could potentially be a problem, and there was. So you don't try to figure that in. Don't let things surprise you. That way it's not as big of an impact on your budget. The old saying goes is plan for the worst, hope for the best. You know, that's about all you can do. And this is just a little bit of the things that you're going to go through as far as the financing. You're going to have insurance just right off the bat. They're not even going to write a construction loan, or most banks won't, unless you have insurance, some type of a construction insurance policy. And you know, that's something that you need to consider also. You need to figure all of this in with going into doing this. There is a lot of stresses involved in building a house. This is not my first one. I've been involved a few times before. You know, my grandfather was even a contractor, so this is not something that I'm completely new to. And I just wanted to share with you all a few things that you will have to go through. I hope that the video isn't too boring. It's just basically me trying to get some information out to you. If you've watched this long, this is something that you're pretty much, you know, very much considering doing yourself, and I just wanted to try to get a little bit more information into your hands. It's going to be stressful. You might as well accept it. It is going to be stressful. But at the end, the rewards are outstanding. I mean, it's amazing what it is. It'll get to the point that you're just so burnt out, so exhausted, that you just want to give up, but you have to keep going. And once it's finished, you can finally relax and then start to enjoy it. but it's worth it, guys, if you are considering building a house. Anyways, guys, I'm going to cut the video off here. I hope I haven't bored you too badly. If you have any questions and comments, drop them down below, and go back and check all of the other videos out in this series. They've got just a few of them up at the time that I'm recording this one. This is going to be a whole series on building a new home to give you guys a little bit better understanding of what's involved. Anyways, guys, drop me comments down below. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time.